Okay, so for the next part, we're going to do exactly the same again, except this time you're going to use the answers to the videos that you've, the answers to the questions that you've just recorded. So first of all, you need the video file off the tablet or off the phone, whichever device you used, and onto the PCs. You then import the video in exactly the same way using the Add Videos button up here, and you should find it up here after the one that you've edited, ready to then edit yourself. So I've got my assistant here who's helped me record some answers, and I've already made a note of where those joins need to be. So we're just going to do exactly the same process. We're going to splice up this video. I'm just going to set where the first part of the recording starts. So I've said it's going to be 1180. On the edit menu, I'm going to split that video, which means I'm not going to need this first part here. And so on and so on. So I'm going to go through this video and I'm just going to cut it up answer by answer, just like I did on the very first one. So this one finishes at 1680. Actually, I've gone a step too far because I cut that out. 1680 wasn't in the same place anymore. So 1680 and split. Okay, so I'm just going to pause it there. I'm going to go through and make all these changes and delete the bits I don't need, and then I'm going to come back and carry on from there. Okay, so I've split it all up now. I'm just going to delete the bits I don't need. So the first bit, so that's the first question. Don't need that bit. That's the second question. Don't need. Check.
My target grade for ICT is me.
I don't need that bit there. So I think I've now got answer one.
My project is an interactive A-level French revision guide.
And finally, yeah, so there we go. There's our three different.
Could you tell me your name and introduce yourself?
Let's just stop there. So there's our three different things. So now we just want to move things into the right position. So we've got question number one and answer number one. I'm just going to move that into that gap there. So there we go. 1 and 1. So question 2, answer 2. We need to move into that gap there. And then finally you've got question 3 and answer 3. So now we've run them through. So let's do the first question. Press play.
Could you tell me your name and introduce yourself, please?
My name is Emily and I'm studying A-level French, Spanish and ICT.
Okay, now could you tell me a little bit about your project and who your client is?
My project is an interactive...
And that works quite nicely. So that does the bulk of the video editing. Now, a couple of things extra I want to do. I want to add in some title credits and I want to add in some music. So let's concentrate on doing the titles and captions first. Right, this next part is going to show us how to add in titles, credits, captions, and finally some music. So the titles and credits are really simple to do. We just need to go to the home menu and just position that black bar at the beginning of the movie and then press title. And in here you just type in whatever you want your title to be. So I'm just going to type in interview with Emily. Okay, and that's how it'll start. Now you can change how that looks up here. The visual effect that it has. There's one in particular I liked. I quite like that one. I think it was. Yeah, that's a nice one to start with. So that's going to be our opening title. You can then do exactly the same with credits. Just put your cursor right at the end. Actually, that timeline right at the end, and add a credit. Let's do a starring one. I'm just going to enter some names and interview that. Okay. Okay, and there you go, that'll do. So we can see what happens there. I think it'd be nice to have some sort of transition effect into that. Yeah, I think I'm just going to stick with that first one. Okay, now I'm just going to add a caption to the beginning of every question, so I want the caption for question 1 to be here. So I'm just going to type in question 1, make it a bit bigger, a bit bolder. Go. That's quite clear now. Do the same for question 2.
My project that
Why did I do that? Just undo whatever I did there. Try again. And then finally for question 3, add a caption, question 3, and just highlight that, make that bold like that, so you can see what those captions now look like.
Hi, could you tell me your name and introduce yourself, please?
Right, perfect. So that's titles, credits, and captions. The last thing, if you want to play around a little bit, is you can actually transition in to different sections. So if we transition out of maybe the last question, and let's go to, is it animations? Yeah, that's it, transitions. So if I just end it with something like this. I think I put the wrong one there. Let me put it there. See what happens now.
my target grade for ICT is an A.
Okay, and there you go. You can see what you can do with the transition, and that's it as far as those things go. So the next thing to do is to add some music. Now I've already got a piece of music saved. The music that I downloaded came from here. I just did a search for the ITV news at, well, I did search for news at 10, but this one came up first. It's only a 15-second clip, which is perfect. Now you can download the sound from a YouTube clip if you don't know how, using YouTube to MP3. So YouTube to MP3, you just put in the URL that you want to download there, and you choose convert, and it'll give you a download link, and you can download the MP3. So I've got the MP3 ready on my desktop here. So that's the MP3 that I want, and I'm just going to add music and find that sound file. Okay, so now what you've got is that sound file running through. Now I don't really want it to run all the way through. I just want it to run up until the end of my 7 minutes. You can see that first section is 7 minutes long, so this is 15 seconds. I only want it to last 7 seconds, so we're going to need to fix that problem. Okay, so that fix for the sound is a relatively easy fix. You can see it's currently 15 seconds. We needed it to be 7 seconds. I needed to stop there at the end. So you can see up here now we've got a music tools option. So I'm going to click on the music tools, and you can see the end point here, 7 seconds. It's currently 14.88. So if I put in 7 and press enter, you can see there my sound has now been reduced to just 7 seconds long. If I wanted to, I could do exactly the same and put some sound in at the end. So add another sound clip there. You know, that's something that you can mess about with and put a sound clip in at the end if you want to. But I've shown you everything you need to do now. The only thing you need to do is maybe experiment with some of the visual effects, or experiment with some of the transitions and things like that. But otherwise, everything else is done. When you've finished and you want to save your movie, this option here, and choose the most appropriate one, which probably might be a little bit on the big side, but unless we can find something that's smaller. I'm just going to choose that option there. I'm not sure how big that's going to be. I'm just going to save that to the desktop. Okay, so that will produce an output file. I'm going to pause it now and wait until it's complete. Okay, once it's finished, this will pop up, so we can check this now and see what it looks like.
Could you tell me your name and
Very nice
yourself,
editing
please?
there on the sound.
My name is Emily, and I'm studying
Look at maybe make that sound fade out.
Okay, now could you tell me a little bit about your project and who your client is?
My project is an interactive A-level French version.
So that seems okay. That seems to work quite nicely. So that's it, really. It's just down to you now to finish it off and upload what you produce to Google Classroom.